what's going on, everybody? Back again with another review today. Thank you as always for tuning in. It is very much appreciated. All right, so we got another real versus fake. Today it is the Air Jordan 4 white cement. These are coming in from KICKWHO. This is their GODKILLER batch. All right, so on the right we have the retail from 2016. As you can see, I have worn these quite a bit, showing a lot of wear, but still look great. Also on the left, we have the rep, again coming in from KICKWHO. So for a long time, reps of the white cement 4 were just awful. If I'm being frank, they were garbage. They had so many flaws, easy call-outs. They were just bad. You know, I wouldn't mess with them before. But they were just updated, as I said, and they look so good. But we'll be getting into that. Let's take a look at some of the similarities and some of the differences. A lot more similarities than differences on these, I have to say, which is awesome. All right, so let's get them next to each other. The first thing, this was the biggest flaw with earlier batches, was the color of the cement. You know, the gray on the midsole and the wings, and also the splattering, how thick it was. The colors were just different. The gray on the wings was dark while the midsole was light. It just looked awful, and the splattering was so thin. You know, there barely was any on there. But as you can see, the colors of the grays are exactly the same, and the splattering, the consistency, and the size is identical as well. I mean, it's perfect. So, you know, they really mastered that. And then the color is the same. So this is huge. That was the biggest flaw in my opinion, and they've nailed it. On my retail pair, even, you know, as I said, and as you can tell, a lot of wear in these. But with wear, you can see the colors do change a little bit between that midsole gray and the wings. But, you know, when you're getting a pair straight out of the box, they shouldn't be different. And that's what was going on with reps. They were just different. You know, after these shoes, I've had them for 5 years. Color's going to change, which is expected. But you don't want them coming out of the box like that. So that's improved, and that looks perfect. Next, something I always look at with Rep 4s is the size of the cage. With KICKWHO's in the past, they've been a little small. That was a concern of mine. As you can see, they're the exact same size. That again is something they completely nailed. I was a little worried about that because I've had other 4s where it was just a little smaller. I mean, it's nothing crazy on the other ones I've had, but it was noticeable to me. But these look great. Also, how far the cage goes behind the wing, that's one thing. It could go back slightly a little more, but I mean, that's, you know, being extremely picky. It's not anything you're going to notice. So cages on the side look great. Stitching, always on 4s, you've got this cut that goes along with the midsole. As you can see, this is pretty tight. On some 4s, it's a little further back. On the white cements, it's pretty tight. The rep could be a little tighter. It's nothing crazy. I mean, it's not extremely different. I'm talking centimeters, but overall really good. Cuts on them are great. Toe box is nice and slim. On the toe box on the 4s, obviously, a lot of wear, so the leather's broken in. I expect these to do the exact same because the toe box is slim enough coming DS. One thing I wish is that the heel had a little more curve to it. You can see it's a little flat. Heel on the retail is just a little more curved. So that's one of the differences I thought they could improve. That's honestly something you see with a lot of reps in a lot of different models, is that a lot of times the heel's just a little flat. I don't know why that's an issue, but it is. It is with a lot of reps. Toe box cages. This was honestly one of my biggest concerns with these, because like with my Cactus Jack 4s from KICKWHO, the toe box cage was huge. It was like if you pulled the laces back to here, that's how big it was. But this honestly looks really good. I mean, it could be a hair smaller, but nothing that's going to worry me. Nothing that should worry you wearing these. If that's gonna, you know, draw an eye or you're worried about being called out. I don't really worry about that, but this is not gonna, you don't have to worry about that. This is close enough. It's almost the same exact size. So really happy about that. Moving on, let's go to the tongue. Obviously this is a big concern with a lot of Rep 4s, the height of the tongue. That is identical. The heights are the same. The retail is a little smoother, a little cleaner. You can see this doesn't have like crazy bumps like some Reps. This is honestly really good, but you can just see it could just be a little cleaner. But the height is great. Looks great. I think a lot of people, I posted a pic of these, a lot of people were like, man, that Jumpman arm is so skinny. Well, in 2016, that's how the Jumpman tag was. That's how it also was in the early 2000s with like the Thunder or the Lightning 4s. I think that's when they came out, like 2006. Same exact tag. For some reason, Jordan Brand had this tag for a while on a lot of 4s with that skinny arm Jumpman. So when you see this on the Reps, do not worry. It is exactly how it looks on the retail. The Jumpman in this era was just slimmer. Why? I'm not sure, but they did that right. So that is that, you know, that's a detail that was very important, and they did that right. Moving along, let's go to the heel. So we've got the Nike Air on the heel. Love that. OG. The size of the heel tab is a little slimmer, you can see on the retail as compared to the Rep. I think that also has to do with it not having as much curve, because if you press it in, it's going to look a little more. But, you know, pretty small, splitting hairs there. How far the air is up from the bottom is almost identical. That looks great. The splattering, again, the consistency is really good. And the placement of the Nike is spot on. Also, the height of the leather. A lot of times you'll see some 4s, it can be too high, it can be up here, or low. This is probably the best I've ever seen it. I mean, that's identical. Even with really good ones, it's not that great. That's great. Height of the heel tab up here, really good. They feel about the same. This is a little softer. This is a little firmer, but you know, you got to have the shoe holding it. Inside of the tongue, the Nike or the upside down Air Jordan could be a little higher on the Rep. You can see there's a little more space between there. But again, nothing crazy. I don't know, that could vary. Also, you know, with how Nike is, a lot of things on retail vary like they do on Rep. A lot of times retail have more flaws than Rep, and a lot more as of recent. Let's look at the inside. You got the cages on the inside. They look about same size. I think one thing, the cage on the inside of the Rep looks a little longer. You see that? It just looks a little longer. Nothing crazy. Cage underneath the wing actually looks pretty good, looks pretty equal to retail. Cuts look the same, good height. Leather, I mean, the leather is really soft. Leather feels really good. Almost the same texture. Insole lining, obviously this is extremely new and clean. This is dirty. But you just got a regular white liner. You got the insole with the Nike symbol. Same as a retail. Oh, air bubbles. Really nice, clear, no paint. This, again, might be one of the best pairs I've had with how clean the air bubble is. You can see right through it. There's no paint flaws. Looks awesome. On the retail, it's a little foggy. I mean, but again, I've had these for 5 years, so that's going to happen. Bottom, just got the normal Nike Jordan 4 bottom. It's the same on the Rep. Obviously a lot cleaner. Stars on the Rep is great. You can see how clean, precise they are. really clear, not all like foggy, or you know how they kind of look like not in focus. These are obviously worn a lot down. It did come with a Jumpman hang tag. I thought the hang tag could be a little better. It's not bad. It just kind of looks like it was placed a little oddly on the Jordan. It looks like it's a little outside of like where it should be. Could be a little better. Boxes are identical. This isn't something that really I worry about because I'm not going to try to like sell these or anything as real. But just so you know, the boxes are like same size. On the rep, it is a little brighter of a red. But this is an old box. It's just 5 years old. It could have been this bright right when I got it. But exact same size. So that's all I got. All in all, these are fantastic. Definitely the best rep Air Jordan 4 white cement out there. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time.